Welcome to our podcast. The hidden dangers of sweet food, sugar. Welcome to today's podcast. Sugar, it's everywhere. It's in the obvious places. Cakes, candies, sodas. But it's also lurking where you least expect it. Yogurt, salad dressing, even bread. It sneaks into your day, disguising itself as an innocent treat, a quick pick-me-up. And before you know it, it's part of your routine. Woven into your habits, comforting, familiar. But what happens when something so sweet turns out to be your worst enemy? Most people think of sugar as harmless, just an occasional indulgence, a little reward after a long day. But step back for a moment. Imagine pouring spoonful after spoonful of sugar directly into your mouth. Sounds absurd, right? Yet, in many cases, that's exactly what we're doing, just in a different form. The average person consumes far more sugar than they realize, often without even tasting its full intensity. And our bodies, they pay the price. Let's start with energy. That rush you feel after eating something sweet? It's a lie, a trick. Sugar spikes your blood sugar levels, giving you a temporary high, a burst of energy that feels amazing for a moment. Then comes the crash. Suddenly you're sluggish, unfocused, irritable. Your body, desperate to balance itself, signals for more sugar. And so the cycle begins. Up, down, like a roller coaster you never signed up for. And then there's your brain. Sugar doesn't just affect your waistline, it rewires your mind. Studies show that excessive sugar consumption can lead to brain fog, memory issues, and even mood swings. Ever noticed how kids get hyperactive after eating sweets? That same chaotic surge happens in adults too, just in a subtler way. Over time, sugar changes the way your brain functions, dulling its ability to process and weakening your ability to resist cravings. It's no accident that sugar has been compared to addictive drugs. In fact, brain scans reveal that sugar activates the same pleasure centers as cocaine. That's not an exaggeration. That's science. Your skin suffers too. Breakouts, premature aging, loss of elasticity. Sugar speeds up the aging process by triggering inflammation and breaking down collagen. That glow you're chasing with skincare? It's being quietly sabotaged every time you indulge in excess sugar. No cream, no serum can undo what a diet high in sugar is doing from the inside. And we haven't even touched on the long-term damage yet. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver, even some cancers. Sugar plays a role in all of them. It overloads your pancreas, forces your liver to work overtime, and contributes to the silent buildup of fat around your organs. What's terrifying is how gradual it is. There's no immediate pain, no dramatic warning sign, just a slow, steady decline. So subtle that by the time you realize what's happening, the damage is already deep. Now here's where things get really tricky. Food companies know this. They know how addictive sugar is, and they use it against you. They don't just add sugar to their products. They engineer them to make you crave more. They use words like low fat to disguise the fact that they've replaced fat with sugar. They manipulate labels, splitting sugar into different names so it doesn't look like the main ingredient. High fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, sucrose, different names, same poison. And here's something most people never think about: how sugar changes your perception of taste. The more you eat, the less you appreciate natural sweetness. Fruits that once tasted vibrant and satisfying start to seem bland. Plain yogurt, too sour. Dark chocolate, too bitter. Your taste buds become desensitized, needing more and more sugar to feel the same satisfaction. This is no accident. It's a slow recalibration of your senses, making you dependent without even realizing it. And what about your gut? We hear a lot about gut health these days, but few people connect it to sugar. Inside your body, trillions of bacteria are working, digesting food, absorbing nutrients, keeping you healthy. But sugar? It feeds the wrong kind of bacteria. It fuels inflammation, weakens your gut lining, and throws your microbiome into chaos. And when your gut is out of balance, everything suffers: your digestion, your immune system, even your mental health. Anxiety, depression, brain fog, these aren't just random mood shifts. They're often connected to what's happening inside your gut. And sugar, it's one of the biggest disruptors. Then there's sleep. Ever noticed how hard it is to get deep, restful sleep after a sugar-heavy meal? That's because sugar interferes with your body's ability to regulate insulin, causing blood sugar fluctuations that can keep you tossing and turning. It messes with melatonin production, increases cortisol levels, and leaves you waking up feeling exhausted, even if you got a full 8 hours. And what happens when you're tired? You crave more sugar. The cycle continues. But perhaps the most overlooked consequence of sugar is how it warps your relationship with food. From a young age, sugar is used as a reward. Finish your vegetables and you get dessert. Did something good? Here, have a treat. It's emotional conditioning. And as we grow, that pattern sticks. Stressed? Eat something sweet. Celebrating? Have cake. Feeling down? Grab a chocolate bar. Sugar becomes more than just food. It becomes comfort, relief, escape. And breaking that emotional tie? That's one of the hardest things to do. Yet, it's possible. The key isn't just about cutting sugar. It's about rewiring your habits. Finding joy in flavors that aren't artificially enhanced. Learning to appreciate the richness of real food. Breaking free from the mindset that sugar equals happiness. Because in reality, the happiness it gives is fleeting. But the cost, that lingers far longer than any moment of sweetness ever could. So, the next time you see that tempting dessert or reach for that sugary snack, take a second. Not to guilt yourself, not to restrict yourself, but to truly think. To question whether that moment of pleasure is worth the invisible price it demands. And if you ever wonder why breaking free from sugar feels so difficult, just remember it was designed to be that way. But the good news? You have the power to change that. And here's a thought. When was the last time you truly savored something? Not just ate it, but really tasted it? See, sugar doesn't just affect your body. It dulls your ability to experience flavors in their full complexity. The subtle bitterness of coffee, the delicate sweetness of a ripe peach, the depth of dark chocolate. When your taste buds are overstimulated by refined sugar, all of these get flattened into something less vibrant. It's like listening to music with the bass turned up, so high that you miss the details of the melody. Over time, your sense of taste becomes narrow, craving only the loudest, most immediate hit of sweetness instead of the natural symphony of flavors real food offers. And that's not just about enjoyment, it's about connection. Food is one of the most deeply human experiences we have. It's cultural, emotional, social. But sugar has a way of hijacking that connection, making eating less about nourishment or shared experiences and more about chasing a quick dopamine spike. Think about it. How often do you eat something sweet while scrolling on your phone, barely registering what you just consumed? Sugar isn't just addictive in the way it affects your body. It also pulls you away from the experience of eating itself. And then there's the cost, the hidden one. Not just the cost to your health, but the financial cost. Ever noticed how the cheapest, most accessible foods are loaded with sugar? Processed snacks, fast food, ready-made sauces. Sugar isn't just there for taste. It's a tool for business. It makes food last longer on shelves, tricks your brain into wanting more, and keeps you coming back. It's the perfect formula for profit. Meanwhile, real food, unprocessed, nutrient-rich, full of natural complexity, somehow becomes a luxury. There's something unsettling about that. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Your body doesn't just process sugar physically. It remembers. Every time you eat something, your body is learning. Your metabolism adapts, your insulin response shifts, your cravings adjust. If sugar is a constant presence, your body begins to expect it, to rely on it. But if you start to step away, something remarkable happens. Your body recalibrates. Your taste buds become more sensitive. Your energy stabilizes. Your hunger signals become clearer. The noise that sugar creates, the crashes, the cravings, the mindless eating, starts to quiet down. And in that space, you rediscover what true nourishment feels like. It's not about never eating sugar again. It's about awareness, about choice. It's about stepping out of autopilot and realizing that every bite you take is shaping something, your health, your habits, your future. So maybe, just maybe, the sweetest thing you can do for yourself isn't another dose of sugar. It's giving your body the chance to remember what life feels like without it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to share your thoughts or any questions you have in the comments below.